is a vast country where 28 states and 8 UTs exist. But among these, one of the glorious states, that is Bihar. So we must know why Bihar is called glorious state. It's a historical reason that Bihar was a hub of education with universities like Nalanda, Takshila, and Vikramshila. It is believed that the origin of religion like Buddhism and Jainism started from here, and Buddha got enlightenment under the peepal tree at Bodh Gaya. Physically, Bihar shares its land boundary with Jharkhand, UP, Nepal, and West Bengal. And Madhubani paintings are very much famous in Bihar. On that time, famous personalities were Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Munshi Premchand, and one of the greatest philosophers and mathematician, that is Ramanujan. So that's for the reason Bihar was called glorious state and famous on that time. But what is the reason behind that? Bihar is losing its glory day by day. What is the reason? The reason is crisis of good leaders. Yes, crisis of good leaders is one of the major problems in state like Bihar. Why? Because most of the leaders, they are indulged with activities like corruption and criminalization, lack of law and governance, and especially they are involved in caste-based politics. Even in Bihar, the population is very much good. Still, most of the youths are unable to enter in politics. Why? Why? What is the reason? Because our oldies are present in politics who are trying to stop the youth to enter in politics. Why? This can change the vision of Bihar. That is the main reason. Yes, lack of healthcare is one of the serious issues that affects the well-being of millions. Why? What is the reason? The reason is lack of shortage of medical staff, lack of good doctors, lack of healthcare in rural areas, lack of good doctors, lack of nurses, lack of good hospitals, lack of ambulance, proper orientation needed for the people to tackle with issues like sanitization, hygiene, and even the pregnancy thing. Okay, so due to this, the infant mortality rate is on its peak. So yes, government need to put their attention to improve this sector. Lack of infrastructure. Infrastructure means the basic physical and organizational structure made by the government to run the society smoothly without any interruption. But infrastructure is one of the major causes in a state like Bihar. What is the reason behind that? The reason is lack of good hospitals and good doctors, lack of better communication system, poor water scarcity and sanitization, inadequate educational facilities, and lack of connectivity of road. That is the major issue where government need to put their focus in this sector to facilitate this quality as well. Lack of tourism. Yes, tourism is one of the contributory reasons of economic development because it develops. So tourism is one of the major reasons in a state like Bihar. What is the reason behind that? The reason is poor infrastructure, lack of promotion, security and safety concerns, bureaucratic hurdles. These are the main issues in a state like Bihar where government need to promote this tourism so that the economic of Bihar will increase. Yes, lack of industries, lack of industry. Okay. Next. My.
According to you, you have already mentioned that there are lots of good things in Bihar, but it is also become a poor state, backward state. You also know that there are lots of IS officers. There are lots of good leaders also in Bihar. Why? All the good things are available in Bihar. Why our Bihar is so backward?
Listen, bro. Yes, your question is genuine. Okay, tell me, you have put a statement in your question that is lots of IS and IPS. No, bro, this is misconception you have. In our Bihar, there is no any. The rate of IS and IPS is very low. Why? Listen. I'm just going to tell you about the answer. You are saying that lots of IS and IPS in Bihar. No, because most of the students they are living in Bihar and they go through Rajasthan, that means IIT Kota, for doing IS and IPS. They are going in Delhi for doing IS and IPS. That means our student is not studying in our state. They are studying abroad like other states. So how can you say lots of IS and IPS in Bihar?
Okay. Do you believe that healthcare play major issue for our Bihar become a backward?
Absolutely, healthcare is one of the major sector that government need to put their attention on this, so that especially the lack of healthcare, especially in rural areas, because.
But in a rural area, there are few. Maybe they are not a huge type of hospital, but there are also hospital are available.
Hospital are available. That's another thing. But lack of good doctors is there. Lack of good nurses.
But most of the doctor comes from government. Their government hospital. They cleared their MBBS degree. After that, he comes.
But don't you think that if you are sending a good doctor in a particular area, then the particular area will be developed only?
if a person who is well educated, who know about that, what will be the medical issue, if I do himself or herself 100%, then why it is not developed?
So do you think that particularly we put an allegation on individual, it is more helpful?
Aditya, my question is related to floods because it's a major challenge regarding in front of Bihar. So, to stop floods, what type of step Bihar government should to take?
Okay, to stop the flood, what type of step government need to take?
Yeah.
Okay, government need to take so many steps because floods and drought is one of the major cause in Bihar that happens a regular interval of time.
Yeah.
So what are the major steps should we take? The first, government need to increase the shelters in rural areas where it is far from the river. I think so. The first reason should be, according to me, okay, government need to put the barriers in riverside, on the bank of riverside. So
And there is any role of Nepal to stop floods? There is any role of Nepal?
role of Nepal.
Yeah,
Uh,
they can help Bihar to stop floods.
I think so. Making dams is very much useful to stop the floods. I think.
Let's suppose that Nepal will not take a permission to make a dam in Nepal. Then how you will manage or stop floods to coming in Bihar?
How can you manage if Nepal is not going to make a dam in their country?
Because the role of Nepal is very important to stop
Yeah,
floods.
absolutely. Suppose that you are saying that if our government is not going to do or make a dam in Nepal, so it's a basic reason that the flood absolutely come in our Bihar. So
It
most
means that we will not be able to stop floods in Bihar.
no, we will able to stop. I'm saying that
How?
making dams, making shelters.
But Nepal is not giving you permission to make dams in their country. Then how you will stop coming floods in
So
Bihar?
on that time, we will put a statement that there is political instability is there. That's why the reason Nepal is not giving a permission to make a dam. That's
Yeah,
why
political stability is not good with Nepal and India.
So that's why the reason. Firstly, we need to change the political instability, and we just need to take a permission to make a dam.
Then
and
it's simple.
by putting the consequence.
Hello, Adit.
Oh, Mike, पकड़ो ना आदित.
Hello, Adit. My question is that which type of good leader?
Okay, which type of criteria should we need to take to choose a good leader?
Yeah.
The first criteria, a person should be educated, and they have very willpower. They have strength. They have leadership quality. According to this base, we need to choose a leadership.
My question is that do you know Mr. Lalu Prasad Yadav?
Yes.
He is ex-CM and he is also a well-educated man, but he do corruption. How can you say that he is a good leader?
I'm not saying that.
Because you
I'm
say
not saying
you
so.
already mentioned your
Yeah.
statement.
A person is
Educated
well
person
educated,
we have to
well
choose. Our people choose a educated person, but they also do corruption.
Okay, I'm giving you one example. Suppose that are preparing for IELTS examination. Once their written is qualified, once their interview is qualified, they enter in. They become as an IAS officer.
Okay.
But don't you think that most of the youths, they are also becoming a part of corruption after a few years, after a few months? Don't you think that? So on that time, the same question is arising. So we can also say that we are putting allegation to our youth. That means they are working 1 hour very properly, very 1 year they are becoming as a corrupted man.
It's mean that education is not a way to choose a good leaders.
I'm saying that education is a good way and well strength, well leadership quality. If a
Apart
person
from
has that-
education, which types of steps should be taken?
best type of step
Should be taken to choose a government?
to choose a government.
Good government.
Yes.
Apart from education.
Apart from education.
Yeah.
No, how can you say apart from education? Because
You said it only one
okay,
option.
okay. Apart from
has-
education, if a person have good leadership quality, they are very much aware about what is the consequences happen in village. So and they are trying to.
Okay, good.
There's no right now taking that.
Mike is
Okay, I think over. Right, चला गया.
The judges will raise a motion.